right. Welcome once again to another episode of Cinematic Breakdowns live stream where I actually break down different movie scenes just to show how much of an influence, and obviously this is film, video editing has to work with the actual production to make things work. And today we're going to be focused on one of my and almost like last cinematic breakdown where we did No Country for Old Men. Today we're going to focus on a scene and stick to Roger Deakins, all right, the lighting master. And we're going to be working on, or we're going to be looking at a city on fire, which is the village burning scene of the movie 1917, depicting World War One. All right, so the theme of this one is going to be how light transitions guide the edit rhythm. Okay, and it kind of feeds off of what we spoke about last cinematic breakdown, which is the light is what we're usually accustomed to is that whenever there's a cut, it's usually cut on motion or all those transitions within scene are like that, right? And this movie is mostly known for having these long, really long takes. And this is one of the scenes where it gives the illusion of a long take. And a lot, I would say, like, I don't know, 60% of 70% of the scene are really long takes, but there are cuts in between. And the light is what really makes that happen. So this is one of the most probably best lit shots I've ever seen because it is at nighttime, and not because of the explosions, the effects, but because light or how light becomes the edit. So he uses Roger Deakins. He uses firelight and shadow to shape the rhythm, the pacing, and the emotion. And editors can learn everything from how he goes about and uses that. Okay. So in this scene, light cuts the movie for you. All right. So it's the light. So it's light as transition. Right. So we're going to take a look at a bit of the movie and we're going to go for it. All right, so I want you to see what just happened, right? So it's it, it's it's giving the illusion of one single take in this whole shot, um, but it depends entirely on the timing and the timing of the light and the camera movement. So every flare burst, fire flicker, and explosion masks an invisible cut. So those that you saw there is actually the camera cutting in place, right? And then it goes into the black. So we'll watch it again. Fire from the gun. That flare. So as Schofield runs through the ruins, the flashes of light become the editing beats. So that's the cue for whenever the editor is editing this for him to cut. So in post, the editors used these light bursts as natural match points to blend the take seamlessly. So the match points within the scene are the is the lighting and all those different parts you see. Fully lit. It's hiding from the flare. Oh. So you saw how it went completely black, right? And then again, there's another flare that pops up, right? So that is the cut. That is how the editors use those lights as natural match points, which I think is fantastic. So I would say that use light transitions in your edits, headlights, flashes, reflections, depending on where you're filming and what the environment is, to hide your cuts or make them feel intentional. So when the light changes, your audience's eyes resets, and that's your invisible cut. Okay, so just another cue to take from the man himself, Mr. Deakins. All right, so let's keep going. Um, Emotional pacing through exposure. So let's keep going. Again. So within the context of the movie, it's like he's trying to hide from the flare so he doesn't give away his position to the enemy, right? And then within the film context, it's or within the production context, um, these are used to completely expose the set or whatever they're filming, right? Because again, this is taking place at nighttime. All right, cool. So let's actually this is probably just fast forward a little bit to the one of the best parts of the film. Now notice that there's no score, there's no music, nothing like that. It's just lit incredibly. It's awesome. All right, great little part to just pause in. So think about this. The brightness isn't constant, right? There's fluctuations in lighting. It's almost like it breathes with the character's panic because within the context of the movie, he's trying to hide his position from the enemy and not be exposed, right? So it's almost like the flares, right? They show it's the lighting, and then it goes dark again, and then you see him, and he's trying to hide, and then you show the flare again. So it's almost like that breathing in and out of kind of synchronizing with the actor. And the light grows chaotic during the danger, and then it settles as he escapes, and you'll see that in a bit. So the editor cut pacing around emotional brightness. So the chaos equals fast, and then the calm equals long. That's where you see those long, darker periods. So this is how you visually score without the music. So before you cut frame by frame count, cut by feeling. Match your pacing to the energy in the light. And that's something we really don't think about. We just think about, hey, we need to expose this scene to make it bright, but there's a way to do it with intention. And Deakins doesn't light for exposure. He lights for emotion. He lights for emotion. So just think about the next time you light a scene. You're doing a music video or whatever it is. All right, so let's watch a little bit more. And it's almost like he's last part of the scene. This is the enemy. Or this is somebody. All right, we're gonna cut it right there, and let's leave it into like a really good scene right there. I think that's pretty good. So negative space as a reset, right? That dark. So each intense moment is followed by darkness. Total black screen moments, right? They're built into the camera movement on purpose, right? It's not just because he happens to go by an area that's dark. No, it's done with intention. So these blackouts act as a emotional punctuation, almost like a pause, the equivalent of a silent edit cut, right? So the editors in Premiere, you and me, we can apply this principle by using quick fade to blacks or exposure dips. kind of to reset the intensity of whatever we're trying to invoke, right? So darkness is rhythm, right? Used with intention. Every time you let a shot breathe in black, your audience exhales, right? So it's that emotion and then kind of like tension and then so silence and darkness edit emotion better than any transition. So just keep that in mind. It's like we don't have to use transitions all the time. This film was again, like I said in the beginning, known for these really really long takes, and they're fantastic. And a lot of it was really really long takes and a lot of choreography and all that. But especially within this scene right here with the darkness, you start playing with that, and um, there is a continuance to it, but it's with intention, right? So think about that next time. So let's wrap it up. Let's come back to it. So the genius of 1917, this movie, isn't just that it looks like one take. It's how the light tells the edit where to cut, right? So the cue is not the movement, it's the light. So as editors, we can use this principle in everything that we make. Commercials, reels, short films, using the light. Light and rhythm work hand in hand, come together. So great editing doesn't always mean the faster cuts like we're accustomed to seeing almost everywhere. Sometimes it means knowing when to let the light do the work. All right? So it's not just about exposing a scene and making sure that everything is seen, which obviously we want everything seen, but we let the light do the cutting or signal where to cut, right? So again, all this done with intention is a lot better. So um, let me know if you guys watch this movie, what you think about it, if it's cool, if you don't like it, or if you were disappointed by it. One thing you can't argue is the cinematography of the movie, right? Because my man Roger Deakins, he's that guy. So let me know what you think. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and everybody on TikTok that's watching, you're fantastic. Thank you for the love.